We got a follow-up from Jim. Hello, Dan. You asked for a follow-up to my first question, so here goes. I just started doing the park bench program on the website. Good for you. That actually makes me happy. And I'm sure that will take care of my training needs. I would hope so. In regards to my health, I get regular checkups, God bless you, both physical and dental. I take a statin for slightly elevated LDLs. He takes something for hyperthyroid, very similar to I think what my wife has to take, and something else for blood pressure. I know my dietary habits are my biggest problem, but lack motivation, discipline, or whatever it takes to make changes both to diet and exercise. As I write this, I realize I know what I need to change, but it just doesn't seem important enough to me to actually do it. Any advice you can give will be appreciated. Well, I mean, one thing that might help you is go to your high school reunion and look around. I'm going to be rude for a few minutes here. Let me just do it this way. When you go to your 5-year reunion, there might be one name in the, remembrance wall. When I went to my 40-year reunion, it was list after list after list after list after list of my classmates who died. So for me, after my 40-year high school reunion, 4 years ago now, that happened fast, I went home and I rethought my goals. And my number one goal became, I want to dance at my granddaughter Josephine's wedding. She's 5. That means maybe 20, 25 years from now. And that completely changed my vision of how I work out and how I do things. Because what I did is I made a goal that touched my heart deep enough that it makes me do the little things, like take ice showers. I've always been very good about the dental checkups, the eye doctor. In the next 3 weeks, I have all these things, the blood tests. I have all these things. I'll donate blood also. But that was a heartfelt goal for me. So let me just start there. Maybe you need a long-term heartfelt goal. Is there someone in your life you want to be around for? And if there isn't, let's take care of that. And then the second side, because I always see goal setting as kind of a big check mark, something long-term and something you can do today. I'd like to recommend the work of B, the letter J, F-O-G-G, B.J. Fogg. He's a Stanford psychologist. I think he's brilliant. And he has a website called tinyhabits.com. And his idea, for example, I just flossed my teeth. I had to drop my wife off at something. And on the way back, I was flossing my teeth because I was laughing because he doesn't believe in flossing your teeth at first. He believes in flossing your tooth. Can you commit for the next 2 weeks to floss one tooth every day? And you'll laugh about it. And, well, the idea is you floss that tooth and then you smile and you go, yes, I did it. And as silly as that sounds, it was a total game changer for me in the habits I picked. One of my concerns, and it comes from wanting to dance at Josephine's wedding, one of my concerns was safety in the house. At my age, and your age too, the most dangerous places in the home are the bathtub and shower and probably the kitchen floor. Because that thing we're standing on the floor is a dangerous thing at our age. So to consciously be safer in the shower, I made a point of every time I took a shower, I did 2 push-ups, clapped my hands, smiled, and said, good job. Well, it's interesting because here it's like 4 years later, and no matter where I am in the world, whenever I shower, I always put my hand on the side, put one foot in, make sure that foot's on the ground, bring the other foot in. Always. It's a habit, and maybe you're saying I'm being over safe, but it would break my heart if the last thing you guys ever heard of me slipped and died in a shower. So one of the things I want you to do is I want you to go to the website tinyhabits.com, and I want you to sign up for their free 2-week test, okay? And I want you to come up with 1 or 2 tiny habits. Like, for example, a simple one, I want you to try to eat 1 vegetable a day or drink 2 glasses of water a day. I'm talking small goals, okay? Small goals, Jim. Because the tinier the goal is, the more you're absolutely sure you'll do it, the more likely you will. But what it does is it really jump starts the brain. Once you get, when I work with people, one of the things I like to do, Jim, and it sounds weird, I know I've mentioned this many places, many times before, is we start off with a decluttering exercise. A very simple one, by far the best for most people. Go to the back seat of the car you drive and just declutter it. Get the garbage out of there, pick the coins up off the floor, put the coins in a jar, put things in the back seat only, put them away. Here's the funny thing. The momentum of that little task, the back seat only, seems to carry over into every other aspect of your life for a couple hours. The next day, maybe the little well that's, that little well that's on the driver's side, that little well, clean that up. And then, of course, put your floss sticks in there too. Maybe clean your glove box one day. Pick one drawer a week to clean out and have 3 bags, one for donation, one for the garbage, and one for the laundry room. Fill those up. Go to your sock drawer, match up all your socks. These simple, tiny things seem to carry more momentum than having this master list of 75 to-do lists. The only person I know who's ever had made their to-do list work, that massive bucket list thing, is the former Notre Dame coach, Lou Holtz. He had this, he wanted to be on the Johnny Carson show. He wanted to be the marshal of the Rose Bowl parade, and he got them all. Most of us, we don't get any of them. Most of us need the tiny ones. But one of the things you'll learn, Jim, and this is a truth, is literally there are no tiny habits. Who you are today at age 63 is a culmination of all your habits your whole life. And I'm 62. I'm catching up to you, though. So who I am today, I have been establishing that since I first probably started having my own way about the world. What, maybe in kindergarten, first grade. Of course, we had school uniforms, so even then I didn't have choices. Certainly you could say by probably when I went to Utah State, when I was 17 or 18, and most of my decisions started to be just me. Since that point, I picked my own major. I decided what clothes I wanted to wear, when to do my laundry, the silly stuff. Now it's just about every aspect of life I choose. I am a culmination of all those habits that I've been setting up since this time. So when you're trying to turn the corner in your life, it's nice to, you can't, when the Titanic is heading at the iceberg, you can't do a NASCAR turn. It's much easier to make a tiny correction hours ahead of time than try to turn the Titanic like that. So what I'm asking you to do is a lot of tiny little changes, maybe 2 weeks at a time, maybe a month at a time, and slowly. So the goal is by a year from today, you maybe have 26 tiny little habits develop. You go from 2 glasses of water a day to 2 big jugs a day in a year. You go from eating 1 vegetable a day to eating 8 different vegetables every day. I hope you're following here. That's my best advice, okay? And I hope that helped.